I've written my screen to you all. My screen is visible, everyone? Hello? Okay, fine. So, in last class, I have discussed about this key management, right? So, in this key management, what I have explained. So, see, this type of figure that I have explained. Now, the question that is the number of key to exchange it depends on the number of entity wishing to communicate, right? All of you know that. So, where should encryption be performed? So, the two ways that I have discussed in last class, the way one that is encrypt separately across each link, and the way number two that is encrypt only at the endpoints, right? So this two way that I have discussed. But in way one, I have discussed that see how many secret keys are needed. That question that I have asked. So according to our figure, I told you that the 20 links are needed, right? But here, the disadvantage of way one that I have discussed, that is the message is encrypted and decrypted once for each link, right? So the computational cost and time is more. So at each link, the message is open. If the link is not reliable, then one can get the message at the endpoint. So we need all the devices that is capable of computing the encryption, decryption, function with the reliability. So in that case, I told you that then why should we go for the way one, right? So that we have discussed in last class. So then after I have discussed the way number two, that is end-to-end decryption. So in that, see how to calculate it. So already that I have explained. So again, I will not explain that thing. So in the way number two, you can say that the 45 keys are there. So in end-to-one 45 keys and link level, the 20 keys are there, right? So by using, you can say that this approach is fine, right? So also, so finally, see all this concept that I have discussed, and that's why we can say that we need an efficient way for key distribution, right? So up till now, see, before that lecture, I explained the asymmetric portion. Now here I can say, now I'm talking about the symmetric key distribution, right? So you we need an efficient way for key distribution. Now so the today first start with this symmetric key distribution. So the symmetric key cryptography is more efficient than the asymmetric key cryptography for enciphering the large messages. Now the symmetric key cryptography, however, it needs what all of you know that in symmetric key cryptography needs a shared secret key between the two parties, right? So here I can say that if allies needs to exchange a confidential message with the n people, then C needs how many different keys? C needs n different key, right? What if n people need to communicate with each other? So here I can say that a total of n into n minus 1 keys are needed if we require that the allies and Bob uses a 2 key for bidirectional communication. Okay, and only n into n minus 1 by 2 keys are needed if we allow a key to be used for both the direction. Again, I repeat, right? If allies and Bob that use the 2 key for bidirectional communication, then you can say that n into n minus 1 keys are needed, and n into n minus 1 by 2 keys are needed if we allow a key to be used for both the direction. Okay, so this means that I can say that if 1 million people need to communicate with each other, then each person has almost 1 million different key. So in total, you can say that almost 1 trillion keys are needed. So this is referred to as an n square problem because the number of required keys for n entities is n square. Right. So this is a basic concept. Right now. See here you can say that the number of key the number of key is not a problem here, right? But the distribution of key is also another problem. How to distribute the key, right? So if Alice and Bob want to communicate, they need a way to exchange the secret key. And if Alice wants to communicate with 1 million people, then how can she exchange the 1 million key with the 1 million people? So using the internet is definitely, it's not a secure method, right? So it is obvious that we need an efficient way to maintain and maintain and distribute the secret key, right? So this is the basic concept of the symmetric key distribution that I've explained. So here you can say that only the key is not a problem, but how to distribute the key, right? That is also a problem. So if two parties want to communicate with each other, then how, suppose Alice and Bob we are considering, then how she can exchange, suppose Alice want to communicate with 1 million people, then you can say how she can communicate with 1 million people, right? So how she can exchange the 1 million key with the 1 million people. So for that you can say that we need an efficient way to maintain and distribute the secret key. Okay. So now first I will start with the key distribution center, that is KDC, right? So here I can say that a practical solution is to use the trusted third party, and it is referred to as a key distribution center. Key distribution center. So see, up to this, is there any doubt, everyone? Key management, and is there any doubt? Please reply. Is there any doubt up to this, everyone? Okay. Okay, thanks for replying me. Okay, just wait. So now here you can say that use of trusted third party, it is referred to as a key distribution center. Now to reduce the number of keys. So see, earlier in this key management, you can say that if the number of peoples are more, so in that case you can say that if you want to distribute, then the number of keys are more. That already that concept that I have explained. So if you want to reduce this number of key, then what happens? Each person that establish a shared secret key with the KDC, right? It's shown in this figure. So each person establish a shared secret key with the KDC, right? Now, suppose, so here in this the scenario, what happened? A secret key is established between the KDC and each member. So Alice has a shared secret key with the KDC, which is referred to as a K-Alice. Bob, you can say that Bob has a secret key with this KDC, which is referred to as a K-Bob, right? Now the question arises in your mind, that is, if Alice can, how the Alice can send a confidential message to a Bob. Okay, so now the question arises, how the Alice can send a confidential message to a Bob. So which are the steps? So now see. So first of all, the Alice sends a request to a KDC stating that she needs a session key, because see, obviously what happened here, here you can say that the symmetric key distribution. So here the concept of what shared key is there. If Alice want to communicate with Bob, then both the parties share a common key, yes or no. So now here what happened? So here in between, always what happened, the secret key is established between the KDC and Alice, and the secret key is established between the Bob and Alice. So now first of all, what happened? The Alice sends a request to a KDC stating that she needs a session secret key between herself and Bob. Okay. Now what the KDC will do? The KDC inform a Bob about the Alice request. Okay. If Bob agree, then the session key is created between these two. So now if the session key is created, and then after that, but how to see, again question is your mind, that is how to create this key and each and every stuff. But see, in detail in this chapter I will explain you. Right now just you have to go through the concept. Okay. Then after later in detail, I will explain you different protocol and through how this session key is generated, right? And between these two parties so that you can understand. So again, I repeat everyone, a secret key is established between the KDC and each member. Allies has a shared secret key with the KDC, which is referred to as a K allies. The Bob has a secret key with the KDC that is referred to as a K Bob. Now, how the allies can send a confidential message to a Bob? So first of all, allies send a request to a KDC stating that she needs a session secret key between the herself and Bob. The KDC inform a Bob about the allies request, and then what happened? If Bob the agree, a session is created between these two, okay, allies and Bob. And the secret key between the allies and Bob is established with the KDC that is used to authenticate the allies and Bob to the KDC. That is used to what? Authenticate the allies and Bob to the KDC. And the prevent you, that is the attacker, from impersonating either of them. Right? So now how a session key is established, so that we will discuss in this chapter later. So up to this clear about this key distribution? Please reply everyone. Is it clear? So I can understand. Okay, fine. Now, the next that is flat multiple KDC. So now see, here you can say that when the number of people using the KDC increasing. So again, I repeat everyone, when the number of people using the KDC that increasing, then what happens? The system becomes unmanageable and bottleneck can result. So to solve this problem, we need to have a multiple KDC. Again, I repeat, when a number of people using a KDC increases, the system becomes unmanageable and bottleneck can result. So to solve this problem, we need to have a multiple KDC, right? So now what we are doing here? So we can divide the world into domain. Each domain can have a one or more KDC. So we can divide the world into domain, and each domain can have what? One or more KDC. Now, if the alliance wants to send a confidential message to a Bob, but who belongs to another domain, now what happened? So in this case, what happened? The alliance contact her KDC, which in turn contacts the KDC in the Bob's domain. And then you can say that the two KDC can create a secret key between the allies and Bob. And once a secret key is generated, now you can say that the allies can communicate with the Bob. So again, I repeat everyone, in this case, what happened? If alliance wants to send a confidential message to a Bob who belongs to another domain, so in that case, what happened? So the alliance contact her KDC, which in turn contact the KDC in the Bob's domain, and now the two KDC can create a secret key between the allies and Bob, right? So this is the figure of flat multiple KDC. So is there any doubt in this flat multiple KDC? Is it clear to you all? Is it fine, everyone? Okay. Now the next that is hierarchical multiple KDC. So now see in this figure. So what happened? The concept of the, here I have explained flat multiple KDC, right? So here I can say that the concept of flat multiple KDC can be extended to a what? Can be extended to the hierarchical system of KDC, KDC, which with one or more KDC, with one or more KDC at the top of the hierarchy, right? For example, I can say that there can be a local KDC, national KDC, and international KDC. Now see, assume, so here in this case, if allies needs to communicate with the Bob, but who lives in another country, the Bob who lives in another country. So in that scenario, how the allies can communicate with the Bob? So here I can say that So first of all, she sends a request to a local KDC. The local KDC relays a request to a national KDC. The national KDC relays a request to an international KDC, and then the request is then relay all the way down to the local KDC where the Bob lives. So again, I repeat. So if a license won't communicate with each other, but the Bob who live in another country, so here in this scenarios, first of all, C sends a request to local KDC. The local KDC relays a request to national KDC. The national KDC relays a request to international KDC, and the request is then relay all the way down to the local KDC where the Bob lies. So in that way, the allies communicate with the Bob. So now the secret key is generated, and based on that, both the parties have that key, and then you can say that the communication is done between the two parties. So all of you, is it clear? Okay, thanks for replying me. Okay. Now, the topic is session key. So here I can say that the KDC create a secret key for each member. All of you know that. Thus, this secret key can be used only between the member and KDC, not between the two members, right? So remember, the KDC create a secret key for each member. The secret key can be used only between the member and KDC. It is not between the two members, right? If Alliance needs to communicate secretly with the Bob, she needs, you can say that she needs a secret key between the herself and Bob, right? So then she can communicate with the Bob. So in this scenario, what happened? The KDC can create a session key between the KDC can create a session key between the Allies and Bob using their keys with the center, using their keys with the what? Center. Now, the keys of the Allies and Bob are used to authenticate the Allies and Bob to the center and to each other before the session key is established. Okay, so the key of the Allies and Bob are used to what? Authenticate the Allies and Bob to the center and to each other before the session key is established. So now once the communication is terminated, the session key is not longer useful. So one point that I have written here, that is a session symmetric key between the two parties is used only once, is used only once. Now, so up till now, I have explained you the how you can say that simple concept, that is a simple concept key, how means the KDC it creates a secret key for each member, and normally the KDC can create the session key between the Alice and Bob using their key with the center. With the help of that, the KDC can create the session key. But now the question arises in our mind, that is how a session key is established between this Alice and Bob. So there are several different approaches have been proposed to create a session key. The different approaches are there. Simple protocol using a KDC, Nidam's coder protocol, auto race protocol, right? So these are the different protocols are there. So you can say that the session key is generated, right? So now let's see the figure. Just wait. Okay, now so this figure, everyone, it's a simple protocol using a KDC. I will give you 2 3 minutes. Just observe the figure, and then after I will explain. If you want to note down, please write down in your notebook, everyone. I'll give you some time. Done, everyone? Okay, fine. So now here in this figure, it's a simple protocol using a KDC. So how the KDC can create a session key KAB between the Alice and Bob. So so here see this notation, everyone. So A means it is encrypted with the Alice ADC KDC secret key. KB that is encrypted with the Bob KDC secret key. And because one point, because the KDC create a secret key for each member, the secret key can only be used between only the member and the KDC, not between the two member, right? So the K that is encrypted with the Alice and KDC secret key, this thing that you have to remember. The KB that is encrypted with the Bob and Bob KDC secret key. This is a session key between the Alice and Bob. The KDC that is key distribution center, right? So now the question is how the KDC can create a session key between this two party, Alice and Bob, because Alice wants to communicate with the Bob. So for that, the session key is needed for between this two party, right? The same session key is needed. Then the means because in a symmetric, you can say that the shared key between this two party, right? So how that process is done. So first of all, what happened? So now see this scenario, the first point. That is, the Alice sends a plain text message to a KDC to obtain a symmetric session key between the Bob and herself, right? Now, the message contains what? The message contains her register identity, because here in this message the Alice is written. So her register identity and the identity of the Bob. Okay, now see, remember the message is not here, this type of symbol is not there. So the message is not encrypted. So here you can say that this message is public and the KDC does not care. So again, I repeat, everyone. Alice sends a public message to a KDC to obtain a symmetric session key between the Bob and herself. The message contains her register identity and the identity of the Bob. The message is not encrypted, right? The message is not encrypted, it is public, and the KDC does not care. Now, in the second step, what happened? The KDC receive, what the KDC will do? The KDC receive this message, right? And create what is called the ticket. See, these are ticket. So the KDC create a ticket, right? And create what is called the ticket. Now, this ticket, there is a ticket. This inside this, it is a ticket. So the ticket is encrypted using, so KB means it's a encrypted with the Bob and KDC secret key. So the ticket is encrypted using this Bob key, that is KB, right? And what this ticket contain? The ticket contain the identities of allies, Bob, and the session key. This symbol is what? It's a session key between the allies and Bob. Okay, KAB. Okay, now then after what happened? So first of all, the ticket is encrypted using the Bob's key, and what is include? Allies, the identity of allies and Bob, and the session key, KAB. Now again, what happened? The ticket with a now this ticket with a copy of what? The ticket with the copy of the session key, that is KAB. Now it is sent it to the what? Allies, right? Now here you can say that, but see, when it is the ticket with this session key, when it is sent it to the allies, so before that, here you can say that it is encrypted with K. Why? Because the K, that is the encrypted with allies and KDC. Right. So because if allies want this KB, so yeah, for that it must be encrypted with what? It must be encrypted with K. Then the allies can decrypt it. Right. That's why here what happened? The ticket with the K, this session key, right? When it is sent it to the allies, so at that time it is encrypted with this K because it's encrypted with the allies and KDC secret key. Now what happened? The allies receive the message and decrypt it because see, these are encrypted with the allies and KDC. So now the allies have that key. So now what the allies will do? Allies decrypt it. And when the allies decrypt it, what the allies get? Allies get this session key. Means now allies have a session key KAB. Okay, now, but see, the allies cannot open, cannot decrypt the Bob's ticket. Why? Because it is encrypted with KB, and it is it is what? It is encrypted. It's a secret key of what? Between Bob and KDC. So the allies can't decrypt it, right? So that means now allies get this key, but allies cannot decrypt the Bob's ticket. Now what happened? So because this is a ticket for Bob, not for allies. Now here you can say that, see, the message contained a double encryption. So that already that I told you that because the ticket is encrypted, first ticket is encrypted and then entire message is encrypted, right? Entire message is also encrypted. And see here, in the second message, the allies is so here you can say that in this particular, you can say that in the second, the allies is authenticated to the KDC. Why? Because only the allies can open the message using her secret key with the KDC. Allies can open the message and allies can get this session key. So that's why I can say that the allies is authenticated to the KDC. Right? Now what happened? So the ticket cannot be decrypted by allies. So now what happened? Now allies send this ticket to a Bob. So this portion. So now send this thing to the Bob. Okay. So now what happened? So now here in this Bob side, Bob open this ticket, right? And knows that. So here the identity of allies is there. So what the Bob knows? So knows that the ally, because here the allies is there, so it knows that the allies need to send a message to him. From this ticket, the Bob can understand that the allies need to send a message to him using the KB as a session key, right? And not that in this message, the Bob is authenticated to a KDC. Why? Because here the KB that is encrypted with the Bob KD, that is a secret key between the Bob and KDC, right? So because the Bob is authenticated to the KDC and he is also authenticated to the allies also. Why? Who trust the KDC? In the same way, I can say that the allies is also authenticated to Bob because the Bob trusts the KDC, right? And the KDC has sent the Bob's ticket that include the identity of the allies, right? So this is the concept. So now here what happened when the Bob decrypted? So at that time, what the Bob get the session key, KAB, and also from this ticket, the Bob understand that okay, allies need to send a message to him by using this key. So now both the side we have a KAB, means both the side we have a common session key. So up to this clear what I'm trying to say, everyone? Please reply. Can I explain you again? Hello, can you hear me? So all of you clear how the session key KAB is generated, how the Alice and Bob both get the session, both get this session key KAB. How the KDC create the session key KAB between the Alice and Bob. Okay, so I think all are clear. So just quickly tell you, first of all, the Alice sends a plain text message to a KDC to obtain the session key between the Bob and herself. Now, what the message contains the register identity of Alice and Bob. Okay, the message is not encrypted; it is public. The KDC does not care. In the second step, what happened? The KDC receives this message. It creates a ticket, right? The ticket is encrypted with what? You can say that using the Bob key, okay, KB, and the ticket contains what? The identities of Alice, Bob, and the session key KAB. Okay, now the ticket with this session key, it is sent it to the Alice. When it is sent it to the Alice, so at that time again it is encrypted with the K, right? Because the K, it's a key between, secret key between the Alice and KDC. So now when the Alice receives this, so at that time what the Alice will do? Decrypt this message, right? Decrypt it. And now when the Alice decrypt, so at that time Alice get the KAB. Session key this side the Alice get, right? But the Alice cannot decrypt the ticket, right? Why? Because the KB, it's a key between and it is encrypted with the Bob and KDC, right? So now then after what happened? So here you can say that in this scenario, you can say that the Alice is authenticated to the KDC, right? You can say that. Similarly, now after that, Alice, what the Alice will do? So Alice send this ticket to a Bob, and when Alice send this ticket to a Bob, so at that time inside the ticket, the Alice identity is there. So from that, the Bob can identify that the Alice needs to send a message to him using this key, right? So now the Bob can understand that, and by decrypting it, now the Bob can also getting this KAB. So now both the party have a common session key. So now the Alice can communicate with the Alice can send a confidential message to a Bob. So these are one of the approach. By using, you can say that the KDC can create a session key KAB between the Alice and Bob, right? So I think all are clear. Now the next, that is a Nidham's coder protocol. So today I will share this. I think earlier all the PDF that I have shared. Yes or no, everyone? Is any PDF remaining, everyone? Please reply. Hello? Can you hear me? Janil, I am not getting your question. Please unmute yourself and ask me. Hello? Hello? Janil, can you hear me? Yes, because here in this case, sorry, Janil, what happened? The KDC sent this ticket, and then again, here you can say that in this scenario, the ticket with this entire whole message, that which is encrypted with K, that is sent it to the allies. But see, the allies can only decrypt this K, and when the allies decrypt it, so C get only this KB session key. But see, the ticket is not decrypted by these allies, right? So this thing is remaining, right? So now what the allies will do? So now again this ticket that is sent, this whole ticket that is sent it to the Bob. Now and Bob side, what happened? The KB, that is the encrypted with the Bob and KDC. So now the Bob can decrypt it, and when the Bob decrypt it, now again Bob after the decryption, she knows that here the identity is written. So from that, he can identify the allies want to send him a message to him by using this KABC session key, right? So in this way, you can say that the allies is authenticated to the Bob also, because the Bob trusts the KDC. Same way, you can say that the allies also trust the KDC. And the KDC has sent Bob the ticket that includes the identity of the allies, right? So here you can say that the Bob is authenticated to the KDC, is also authenticated to allies who trust the KDC. In the same way, the allies is also authenticated to the Bob because the Bob trusts the KDC. And the KDC has sent a Bob ticket here. The what the ticket is there, it includes what? It includes the identity of the allies. So this protocol here, you can say that as a flow, that you can use the replay attack, right? Replay attack, that is, she can save the message. She can save the message in a step 3, right? So here you can say that replaying attack means, all of you know that the attacker obtained a copy of the message sent by a user and later try to replay it. For example, I can say that a person sends a request to her bank to ask for a payment. Now, attacker who has done a job for her. So the attacker intercept the message and send it again to receive the another payment from the bank, right? So all of you know this attack. So in the first chapter, right, in a search portion, that sir I've already explained you, so I'm not going in detail. So now, Janil, is it clear what I'm trying to say? Okay, fine. Now the next, that is Nidam's coder protocol. So now see this figure. Okay, see, just listen everyone, but before I explain this topic, one thing that I want to say, I will share this PPT, PDF. So you see here, in key management, this KDC, all this portion is given to you. Then after Kerberos, but see, this PDF I will share, but the Kerberos that I will explain in next class. So for that, so many understanding is required. So I will provide you this thing, but in detail I will explain you in next class. Okay, and also see here the Diffie Hellman key, station to station. So already the Diffie Hellman that I have explained, I think in a second internal that I have explained. So I will provide you this material, right? But in this third internal, don't consider this all part. Man in the middle also at that time that I have explained. और आई थिंक शायद मैं ऐसा करूंगी कि इतना पोर्शन निकाल दूंगी, सो it's not create a confusion to you. Okay, and then after this portion that I have explained, that is public key distribution, right? This trusted center, all this concept that I have explained, and this figure, certification revocation format. So these are wrong figures, so refer to from your book. Okay, so this PDF I will share today. And don't rely on my material, refer to your book every time I told you, for example. Okay, now listen, in a Nidam's Skoda protocol, it's another approach. See, these are the different protocol, right? So the first simple protocol using a KDC that I have explained, where how the KDC can create a session key KAB between the allies and Bob. Similarly, here the Nidam's Skoda protocol, it's another protocol in that again the concept is how the KDC can create a session key between the allies and Bob. These are another approach. Now see here the K that is encrypted with the allies KDC secret key, the KB that is encrypted with the Bob KDC secret key, the KAB that is encrypted with the allies Bob session key, right? This is the session key between the allies and Bob. KDC means key distribution center. RA, that is allies nonce. It is sending some nonce. Okay, I have sent this message. For that, some nonce is there. Okay, the RB, that is Bob nonce. Now, see, so here you can say that this protocol uses a multiple challenge response interaction between the parties to achieve the flawless protocol. And the Nidham's coder uses the two knowns RA and RB. Okay, so now in this scenario, what happens? So the first step, that is what? First, the allies, sorry. First, the allies sends a message to a KDC, okay, that include her nonce array, her identity, that is allies, and the Bob's identity. So first of all, what happened in the first step? What happened? The allies sends a message to the KDC that include her nonce. Okay, this is the message is sent by me. This is array, that is nonce. So her nonce array, her identity, and the Bob's identity. Okay, so it is sent it to the KDC. Now what happened? Now what the KDC will do? The KDC sends an encrypted message to allies that includes. But actually what happened? So first of all, what happened? Here in the same way in the earlier what happened? The KDC receives a message and first of all, it creates a ticket. So what this ticket contain? The ticket contain the identity of allies, right? Because see, always in a Bob ticket, the identity of allies is there. Why? Because so from that ticket, the Bob can understand that the allies needs to send him a message using this key, right? For that, here the identity of allies is there. So now what the KDC will do? So the KDC, so here you can say that the KDC receives a message and it create a colder ticket. It create a ticket. Now in this ticket, it is encrypted with KB. KB is what? The KB is encrypted with the Bob, between the Bob and KDC. It's a secret key. So by using it is encrypted. And then again what happened? The KDC sent this encrypted message to the allies. So now after that, the ticket with which thing is sent it to the allies. So and it again here you can say that the ticket with what? The ticket and the entire message. This whole message is encrypted. So with what? So here I can say that sorry. So the ticket with which thing is sent it to the allies, everyone. So a ticket with which thing? The allies nonce, Bob's identity, and a session key. Because all of you know that, see, when it is sent it to the allies, so at that time the Bob identity is required. So that's why here what happened? The ticket with, here you can say that the ticket with the copy of the session key, Bob identity, and the allies nonce, right? That is sent it to a what? That is sent it to the, so that is sent it to the allies. Now what happened? So the whole message, when it is sent it, the whole message is encrypted with the allies key, that is K, and K, that is the encrypted with the allies and KDC secret key. Now after what happened? So all of you know that, so when it is sent it to the allies can decrypt it because allies have this key. So now when the allies decrypt it, so at that time what the allies get this session key. So now all of you know that by using, you can say that now allies get the session key KAB. Now then after, according to the same way in the first, that simple protocol that I have explained, that is the allies cannot decrypt this ticket because the allies can, allies can't decrypt it because the KB is a key between the Bob and KDC. So now what happened? Now allies send the Bob's ticket to him. Right now, when allies send the ticket to the Bob, so at that time, by seeing this ticket, the Bob can understand that. See, first of all, KB means you can say that the KB. So that means the Bob knows that. See here, it is authenticated to the KDC because the KB, it's a key between the Bob and KDC. So that's why you can say that the Bob is authenticated to the KDC, and by seeing this ticket, the Bob know that Alice needs to send a message to him by using this key. Okay, so now here you can say that now both the side, Alice and Bob, both the side see the session key KAB is achieved, right? The KAB is received. Now in the fourth step, what happened? So after getting this KAB, now what happened? So the Bob send its challenge to Alice. So that means sends this RB norms. Okay, RB norms, and it is encrypted with the KAB, right? Encrypted with the session key. So it is send it to the Alice, and the Alice responds to the okay. So now Bob says that okay, I'm getting this key. I'm getting this session key. But how the Bob send this thing? So the Bob send this challenge to Alice by using the RB norms, and it is encrypted with the KAB. And so how the Alice can respond? So the Alice responds to the Bob's challenge, and not that the response, it contains what RB minus 1 instead of RB. So now in this way, see, the security is done, right? So this is the another Nidam Scoder protocol. By using it, you can say that the KDC can create a session key KAB between the Alice and Bob, and once both the party knows this session key, now the Alice can communicate with the Bob. So this is the another approach, that is Nidam Scoder protocol, right? Is it clear to you all, everyone? Is it clear to you all? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt, everyone? Okay, fine. Now the last one, that is Otways protocol. There is a third approach, Otways protocol. It's another elegant protocol, right? Again, it contains the 5 steps. Okay. Now see, here in the Otways protocol, so the same scenario, Alice want to send a message to a Bob. So for that, how the session key is created by using the KDC, right? So this is another way, that is Otways protocol. So K, that is encrypted with the Alice KDC secret key, KB, that is encrypted with the Bob KDC secret key, KB, that is encrypted with the Alice Bob session key, and this is a session key between the Alice and Bob. The KDC is the key distribution center. RA, that is nonce from Alice to KDC. RB, that is nonce from Bob to KDC. And R, that is a common nonce, right? So which are the steps performed here, and how the session keys session key between the both the side we are getting. So first of all, what happened? The Alice sends a message to a Bob, right? What it includes? It includes a common nonce R, the identity of the Alice and Bob, and the ticket for KDC that includes the Alice nonce array, a copy of the common nonce, a copy of the common nonce R, and the identity of the Alice and Bob. Okay, now here in this side, what happened in the second step? The Bob create the same type of ticket, but here in this case it is encrypted with K. But now here the Bob create a same type of ticket, but with its own nonce RB. Okay, now both the tickets, both this ticket, it is sent it to a what? KDC. Now what the KDC will do? The KDC create a message that contains a R, the common nonce, a ticket for Alice, and a ticket for Bob, and then the message is sent it to the Bob. The ticket contain the corresponding nonce RA or RB, all of you know that, and the session key KAB. Now, after getting this, what the Bob will do? The Bob sends Alice her ticket, okay, and Alice sends a short message encrypted with her session key to show that she has a session key. So again, I repeat everyone. First of all, Alice send a message to a Bob, which includes a common nonce are the identity of the Alice and Bob, the ticket for KDC that includes a Alice nonce array, a copy of the common nonce, and the identities of Alice and Bob. Now Bob create a same type of ticket but with his own nonce RB, and both the tickets are sent it to the KDC. So now the KDC can create a message that contains a R, the common nonce, a ticket for a Alice and a ticket for a Bob, and the message that is send it to the Bob. Now the ticket contains a corresponding what? The nonce array or RB and the session key KAB. All of you know that. Now after that, what the Bob will do? The Bob sends Alice a request and the Alice sends a short message encrypted with a session key KAB to show that she has the session key. So this is the third approach, that is Autoveris. So now in next class, I will explain you a Kerberos. So see, only last 5 minutes left. Okay, so please tell me everyone, is there any doubt up to this? Is it clear to you all? So Kerberos, it's a very large topic. So right now I will not explain you. Is it clear to you all? Is there any doubt? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, fine. Thanks for replying me, Janil. Okay, fine. In earlier topic, is there any doubt, everyone? Priyank, can you unmute yourself and please ask me?
Yes, ma'am.
Bolo.
Why this kind of indirection is created means in first algorithm we have seen that lies directly sent to the KBC. Then in third algorithm, why we first send to Bob and then Bob send that ticket to KBC.
Okay, Priyank. See, these are the see. First of all, these all protocols are not created by me, right? So these are the some authors they have created like Autoveris protocol. So see, just these are the different techniques that you have to follow, and these are the steps that you have to remember, right? So there is no reason why this approach is taken. So these are Autoveris protocol. They have followed this approach, and by using they have created like in the first approach. I told you that one of the flow that is you can say that the message can save because it is publicly available, right? So it's publicly the message is publicly available, and then you can say that the reply attack is there. But here in that case, that scenario that scenario is achieved in a Nidam's coder protocol. So where that type of Janil, are you asking me a question, Janil? Okay, Jaril, listen, see, the discussion is more going on. So better we will discuss. See, with this topic, I will discuss in the next class. Okay, so why we are using and the Priyank, your answer is see, these are the different techniques are there, right? So why we are using, that's not a question. These are one approach that is the Nidam's coder that you have to follow. Okay, so in this particular protocol, it use this type of approach. This protocol, it is this type of approach, right? So that is not created by me, right? So you have to follow that step. And basically why we are using, so you know that the session key, you can say that the KDC create a secret key for each member, and the session key between the Alice and Bob using their key with the center, all of you know that we are creating, right? So for that, the KDC that uses this different protocol, and by using the KDC can create a session key between the two parties. Right? Clear, Priyank, what I'm trying to say? And Janil, I will reply you in next class. Okay? If I forgot, please ask me a question. Okay, fine. Thank you, everyone.